Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Hearts of Iron 4, the new Kingdom of God, playing as the Kingdom of Italy right now, though very soon it shall become the Papal State. We've already activated His Holiness, the Pope. We are starting that balance of power, and we are taking advantage of the newly rearranged system with the Undermine the Duce and the Conspiracy in the Shadows to force a bit of extra balance of power in that direction. The goal here is to rush as aggressively toward getting the Pope in power as we can. And I really don't think we can go much faster than I have been up to this point. October 1937 seems sort of reasonable enough. In Spain, things are not going very well, unfortunately. We've been trying, but since the Republicans decided to throw away everything I gave them, we're just gonna farm out what little experience I can, and we're just gonna give up. I don't really care enough to help these guys out. Screw them. They don't deserve it. Let's see, November of 1937, is anything else really important for me to pick up right now? Could start upgrading the Navy, could go ahead and grab that welded armor, we were talking about that. And then yeah, once that's done, I think the next thing we do is just go ahead and get ahead of time on our research speed. That's still always a really good thing to have on hand. Let's try to kill off some of these anarchists for fun. I don't know, it's a national pastime. Agents of the Church is done. That's going to give me an extra spy, and then we're going to strengthen the papacy, getting an extra 15%, plus we'll get some of that political power, and so on. You need to get this before you're able to have the Pope take over. But if we take a look down here, we can see, there it is, at 60% to 90%, you get an event called the Pope's Ascendancy. This is what's going to create the Papal State. Now, here's a really weird thing. Before they changed the Seek Papal Support, if you followed other people's guides, it was really easy to get up to exactly 60%. Exactly. And that was not enough to trigger. You had to be 61%. That's why it's been so frustrating trying to figure out this whole undermining the Duce thing in order to make this work. Because you were so tantalizingly close following other people's guides, but it just doesn't work anymore, and you had to wait a full extra year to click the dang button. Recon company finished. Let's go for the earlier computing machine. It's only slightly ahead of time. We haven't even got our fifth research slot yet, but I just don't think we absolutely need it. 1939 is when I really like to have a fifth research slot. We can live without it for right now. Way more important that we go ahead and put the Pope in charge. Now we have an extra spy. Any of them Russian? No. I would like the linguist guy here. He's not bad. Alright, we'll pick this guy up, but when I get a third spy, what we're gonna have to do is the localized training centers, recruitment in Europe, there we go, and guarantee we get a Russian spy. This person's not gonna be very good, they're not gonna have any special traits, that's why it's not the absolute top priority, but we really need to have somebody, otherwise it's borderline impossible to spy in the Soviet Union. Which is really annoying, right? There's a strength in the papacy, by the way. Really annoying because you need spies to get compliance in a collaboration government. Otherwise, it is an absolute pain in the butt to take out the Soviet Union. But they're so good at stopping you from doing that. It's like you can't win. You just can't win. Anyway, let's go ahead and undermine the Duce over there. And then we can take a look over here. We can go for some liturgical reforms, which gets me an extra 15. Bada boom, we are now very close. Very, very close, 50%. In fact, this next one, undermining the Duce, should be all that I need in order to get up to 65%. The reason I didn't pick this up earlier, this gets me 10%. That's not good enough. It's not good enough to be at 60%. You need to be just over it. That's why I wanted to save this one for later. If you didn't do this, you could go for disbanding the black shirts, then condemn fascism. That could also work. It's January 1938, so I don't see any reason not to go ahead and start working on some of the infantry equipment and such. Still not making any armored cars yet. We're doing okay-ish on infantry equipment. We could use a lot more, though. How are we doing on construction? We're getting some of those synthetic oil refineries up and a-running. In fact, I should probably... let's stop trading for chromium. And let's stop trading in some of the oil. I'm okay-ish on fuel, at least for now. And as we get more of those refineries up and running, we should be sufficient for the moment. It's not going to be a lot, but, you know, every little extra civilian factory that I can save is just more that's going into construction. Notice, by the way, we are at 0% consumer goods. It's pretty good. By the way, I'm incorrect about condemn fascism being enough. It's not. This only gets you 10%. So basically, I guess what I'm learning out of this is I could have taken Undermine the Duce a little bit earlier as long as I saved Conspiracy for the Shadows and disband the black shirts for later. You could have done that differently and you still would be able to get the Pope a little bit faster. But if you had done both of these, you'd be sunk. You'd be sitting there at 60%, and you just have to cry. That's all you could do. You would just cry. Alrighty, so we should be seeing some fun stuff happening in just a minute. Why did that not work? Hello? I've tested this and it worked. Hold on. Why did that not work? We're still at 50%. Hang on, something's bugged. Oh, this is definitely not intentional. This is 100% not intentional. This didn't go up to 65. It was supposed to. It was at 50% earlier. We were supposed to get 50% more. Oh no. Oh, tell me they haven't fixed this and just not updated the dang tooltip. I'm gonna get really peeved if that's what happened. Well, we've got our armor for our tanks at least. That's something. Or support weapons. I swear I tested this. I don't think it took me a full year waiting for the next round of stuff to do. I mean, worst come to worst, No, condemning fascism's not good enough. Is this gonna get me the 10%? Okay, so Conspiracy in the Shadows worked. I think this is a bug, guys. I really think Paradox is gonna fix this. This did not work. But Conspiracies in the Shadows did. All right, so don't follow my guide down to the letter here. You can take this one earlier to get some extra political power if you want that, and it is completely fine. Save this. For some reason, it works. Now we have to go and disband the black shirts, just so I'll have the option for the Pope to condemn fascism, which, you know, at the end of the day, that's probably a good thing for the Pope to do anyway. But here we are, sitting at 60%, and it just ain't enough. How unbelievably frustrating is that? We've disbanded the black shirts. Alrighty. So this is where we now get to have some fun. Mr. Pope Man, say fascism bad. That's the Pope ascendancy. Alright. April 1938. If you can get even faster than me, you know what? Kudos to you. It comes down a little bit to getting more of that non-aligned support a little bit faster, but there we are. Pope's ascendancy. God wills it. With the power of the papacy exceeding that of the Italian monarchy, many ardent supporters of the Catholic Church have today come out to demand the Pope take up leadership of the country. He has already accepted the role put forth by the people and declared that what is happening today is indeed the will of God himself. There's not much the monarchy can do to stop him now. God wills it. Base war support goes up. The Pope is now in charge of our kingdom. There you are. Papa Pio the 11th. Okay, the Supreme Pontiff, which actually reduces my Justify War Goal time, which is kind of fun. Temperamental, reduces even further. Good lord, he's a minus 50% guy. Master Impact, Commander Abilities cost. Good! So now that the Pope is in charge, let's take a look something. There it is! The Hidden Focus Tree, the Papacy Reborn! Let's do this. This is going to get me all the way to non-aligned support. We will cease to be the Kingdom of Italy. We will, in fact, become the Papal State. And we no longer have seized the Spanish gold reserves. Well, that canceled at a pretty good time because I'm literally just waiting for Madrid to fall. Once again, somehow the Republican Spain is barely holding on. It's honestly infuriating. Let's get a couple extra factories going to some of that support artillery. I do want to design some new planes. We will do that in a little bit. For now, all this is looking really, really solid. We could demand Yugoslavia, but I will worry about that in a little bit. For now, just focus on the Papacy Reborn. Focus on the Papacy Reborn. What else do we want to research? Let's see. Tanks. No. We had talked about planes. Can I get cannons? Yes. Let's go ahead and get cannons. And we're going to start designing some slightly better fighters, because so far, the plane that we have been using is this thing right here. It's got some small CAS bomb bays and some light machine guns. It's technically able to do air superiority and close air support. However, it's not especially good at any of them. It's kind of a garbage plane. I want to start getting some more specialized aircraft that are better at their job. Oh, Gimli, are you okay, sweet buddy? You okay? Oh, you're all upset. Oh, I understand, sweet boy. Check it out, Gim Gim. The Pope has been reborn! In more ways than one, it's his third rebirth. Not the first birth from the temporal stuff, not the second rebirth as he became baptized, but the third one! As the Papal State is in fact reborn. Ba-boom, ladies and gentlemen. All right, with that done, we're gonna move on to something else. We're gonna work toward Deus Volt, which is gonna make things even interesting for us. We're gonna get more attack, more factory output, and we gain stability for being at war, or at the very least, we basically lose none. It's gonna be ridiculously good. That's gonna lead to something called a time for war. You can imagine what that's gonna do. Now, one downside of picking up the Pope, we have like almost no advisors allowed to us, at least for now. Unless something here is going to unlock a new one, which I don't think it does. No, so we're very bad at having advisors. Well, I don't need any more daily support for non-aligned, so let's just go ahead and pick up the production efficiency so we can get just a little bit more. Bulgaria is approaching the Germans. See, that is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen, and I really, really, really do not want them to have a chance to join in on the Axis. That would be very bad. Gosh, I wish this was not a 70-day focus. So is it time for war? So I'm gonna get a bunch of free war goals in a minute. I've talked about that already. My goal is to go and kill Bulgaria before they have a chance of joining the Axis. It's really important to me that I do that for a number of different reasons. Let's go and start training up some extra divisions, by the way. I feel like I kind of might as well. Because Bulgaria still has this really annoying mechanic to it that I've always wished Paradox will just take out because it's so frustrating. If you are in a faction with Germany and Bulgaria, and you own pieces of Yugoslavia and Greece, without any input from the player, Germany can just say, yeah, Bulgaria, my friend will totally give up some lands over here. And that wouldn't be a big deal, except if you're gonna form the Roman Empire, you need to own all Greek cores. If they're handed off to Bulgaria and Bulgaria is in your faction, well, now you have to leave the Axis and go beat Germany. I don't want to do that. That's going to be absolutely horrible. So all the more reason I really, no, get out of here, Turkey. I really want to get these guys at war with me so they're not able to join the Axis. That's my hope. Is there any reason not to just go ahead and send an ultimatum to Yugoslavia, like, right now, for good measure? I don't think so. So 2 weeks. 2 weeks is all we're going to have here, and we're going to see if they submit. Now, if I'm a monarchy, it seems like they always submit. I'm not sure what's going to happen once we have a pope in charge instead, and if maybe that changes the equation just a little bit. Just to be safe, let's go ahead and set up some naval invasions that I can use to get in here quickly if I need to. So let's see what they're going to say. They do submit. All right, so that is Italian Yugoslavia now on our side. Now, if I want to get Mare Nostrum, I'm going to have to annex these guys the old-fashioned way, but to be honest, that's completely fine. For now, let's get over here to Bulgaria and get a bunch of troops in position to go and take these guys out. Are you still not done? Freaking nationalist Spain, what is wrong with you? Take Madrid. God, this is just nerve-wracking. Everything comes down to this. I've got to get Bulgaria because all my plans are going to hinge upon getting this down quickly. I'm just waiting for this dang focus to be done to move on to the next one. I need to get this done as quickly as possible. Time for war. What does this one do? Answer. It gives me a war goal on like 15 nations. Any nation in Europe that is Christian but not majority Catholic. So let's say Germany, majority Protestant? Nah, you're gonna be ours. United Kingdom, Anglican? No, you belong under the watchful protection of His Holiness the Pope. Soviet Union, you guys don't even believe in God anymore, so we definitely need to save you. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. That is so many beautiful war goals, I've just gotta get this. There is something really satisfying about having a white papal state in the game again. God, it reminds me of my EU4 Kingdom of God run, which was really, really fun, by the way, if you guys missed it. That's why we're calling this the new Kingdom of God. Like, once you have the option to play the Pope, like, how can you say no? Wait a minute. I forgot something. Hang on. I get to wear my Pope hat again. Mitre, whatever you want to call it. Sorry to all the devout Catholics who are watching this, but come on, this is just too good of an opportunity. I am the Pope! Come on. We all know the scriptures. There's a time for love. There's a time for... what is it? There's a time for peace. There's a time for eating or something. There's also a time for freaking war! Yes! Okay, what else we got over here? Well, we can go ahead and get ourselves a ridiculous amount of extra recruitable population. I could also just say, hey, United Kingdom, I want Palestine. The Holy Land is mine, Gib. And they'll totally do it. Probably, anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and demand that, I think. There's also the Golden Wind, which just makes our air mission efficiency so much better. 20%. All air missions efficiency. It's ridiculously good. The Pope is OP as frick, yo! That said, let's just go ahead and grab Albania before I forget any of this and anything weird happens. All right, so where do we have war goals? Oh, where don't we have war goals? Let's see. We've got some on Germany, the UK, Soviet Union, Sweden, Netherlands, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, Romania, my own Yugoslavia, Greece, Norway, Denmark, Bulgaria, and Finland. All of them we have war goals on now. This is where I get to have some fun. We're going to start by declaring war on Bulgaria before they have a chance at joining the Axis, because that's what's going to mess me up. So let's do that. We're going to call them in right away. I do, of course, have to also call Yugoslavia to arms just so I have access to the borders. And go, 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 ladies and gentlemen, go, go, go. Beyond that, we also want to declare war on Greece, probably immediately before anyone else can justify, because now we are technically an aggressor and we're at 25% world tension. They are guaranteed by Romania. Romania is guaranteed by a bunch of other people I don't want to fight. But fight Greece? We can also fight Romania at the same time and not have to worry about it. So let's call in all of this. Bada boom. So off everyone goes. Romania left their door wide freaking open. Oh, that's nice. That's really good. Let's call you to arms in the Italian-Greek war. They've joined. And now we should be able to simply march in and do whatever we want. This is the power of God! Oh, let's go ahead and design a new plane. I said I was going to do that. We can go to our planes here. And I've done a lot of extensive testing on all of this, trying out a whole bunch of different weapons and stuff by like 1940 tech. My findings are pretty surprising. Air attack and defense are kind of all that matter for planes. Agility is good to have. It does help a little bit. I just realized it got really dark in here. Anyway, it is really good to have, but it's not strictly necessary. It is better to trade away efficiency for just raw air attack, especially if you have limited modules. So even though this is heavy and doesn't give you as much air attack per module as, let's say, or doesn't give as much attack per weight as, let's say, a machine gun, because I only have 2 modules available, I need to stack up as much in here as possible. It's a better way to go. Same thing with armor. You hate losing range, you hate taking on the extra cost, you hate getting the weight. But it doesn't matter. You just need better states. Quality of plane beats quantity. So as far as I'm concerned, the way that this now works, air defense, top tier, air attack immediately below it. Then agility, and then at the very bottom, speed. It does not matter anymore. It used to. If you had excess thrust over your weight, you would get 10 kilometers per hour for every excess thrust. Now they nerfed that. It's like 0.4, and you do get a small attack bonus if your planes are faster than the enemies, but my testing shows it's almost negligible. It's not worth going for a larger engine if you don't have to, and incurring that extra industrial cost. Better to have a cheaper plane and just put more planes out there. So that's what I've learned. Now that said, so if we can get our weight like right to our thrust value, which we can with this engine, that's what I'm going for. So this is gonna be my new fighter, and it's gonna be called the Lightning Mark 1. We could probably also change up my CAS. Now, is it better to go for a medium airframe CAS or a small airframe CAS? I haven't tested that, so I don't really know. But I do feel like the bomb locks, you lose a lot of agility, but you get 6 ground attack each, as opposed to losing even more agility. No, wait, hang on. Sorry, the small bomb bay loses the most agility, but gives you the most ground attack if you are doing close air support missions. I think that's probably pretty good, but it does cost extra 3 production. I guess I'm good with going for a simple bomb bay, even if it does cost more. I think getting the extra ground attack is going to be worth it. And then we could toss on some armor. I don't feel like I have to do that, but we can toss on a little bit just for some survivability in case something goes wrong. And we can save this out at... Well, actually, we can add one more. Nah, we can't add on one more. That's just slightly too much, and it's not worth increasing the size of my engine. So even though this is a little bit more expensive, 29 production cost is very, very little. And I feel like this is going to be worth it for us, so let's go ahead and make this the Thunder Mark 1. All right, so we're doing all these war things now. 27% world tension is kind of a lot, but not really a big deal. I'll get Albania for free, then the real trick is figuring out how the heck we're going to get Turkey. And of course, I really want the UK to give me Palestine for free, which they may or may not do now that I'm kind of an aggressor. I'm going to go ahead and improve relations with these guys since I'm pretty good at this. I mean, you might say that the Pope has some papal legates or something like that from EU4. Bada boom. Let's just make them like me so that maybe they'll be more likely to give me Palestine when I demand it eventually. Oh, and I completely forgot. Let's go ahead and also move some planes off in this direction because we want to do some air supporting. Yep. We need air superiority over here for sure. Okay, a few more reinforcements are on the way, which is going to help. Romania has pretty quickly sent their troops back over here, so I'm going to tell you guys to stop. Don't get aggressive. Do you have any better leaders now that our guys have returned? The answer is actually, yeah, I think so. Supply consumption or unyielding defender, blah, blah, blah. Let's go for the supply consumption reduction since that's going to matter a lot. And we're going to put this guy in charge instead. And then over in Once we get Bulgaria, Romania is going to be really easy to deal with. Let's swap you out for this guy with the Bunker Buster, and you hopefully will be a little bit better at taking all this stuff down. Now, a fun thing about fighting these guys, I think they're technically all fighting separate wars, so therefore, I can separate piece these guys all out like piecemeal. I don't have to worry about them assisting each other. They're not going to. You're not going to see Bulgarians hanging out in Romanian territory. Okay, let's see. November 1938, what else do I need? We've got better radar and stuff. I can start working a little bit ahead of time on the infantry equipment, and I think I will. I'm already moving a little bit ahead of time on other things like the artillery. Let's send some of you guys to keep these guys exhausted. If I can knock out Greece, that obviously makes it easier for me to just pop in here. So basically, as soon as one of these guys falls, it's going to be kind of a dominoes effect. Knock one out, it's easier to take out another, which makes it easier to take out another. Romania is not really weak at this stage of the game. They're pretty okay. And they've got some pretty good defensive mountains. At least we managed to cross the river. That's one of the really more important things. So if we can get our forces together, we should be able to start punching through this. Do I have a lot of artillery? Not a lot. We're also losing a fair bit of guns. But if I were to toss on any artillery at all here, not quite enough to field all of that, but this would give me the soft attack I need to actually, like, win. So we're going to do it anyway. Let's go ahead and just roll out the artillery. Big guns. There's the Albanian occupation done. So if all goes according to plan, we'll get that one for free. Now let's go for the Holy Land and see if we can't entice that United Kingdom to simply give me Jerusalem. Look, we're the Papal State. It's only appropriate that we hold on to the Holy Land. Come on. For the memes, UK. Albania does, in fact, yield, which means I annex them. Beautimus. All right, everything is so far going according to plan. This is working shockingly well. We could release Albania. Why do that? I could also demand Dalmatia. And you know what? I will. I don't need to. But I'm going to just because I like having some better borders and just kind of join things up with Istria. All right. Is that all right? I think it's all right. Other things we could do. I do want some more manpower. Let's go for that extensive conscription now. Of course, we are going to get another 10% factor from Catholic action in a little bit, which is obscene, but okay. And Yugoslavia does give me Dalmatia. There we go. Borders look a little bit nicer, don't you think? I think so. And as far as some occupied territories, let's think about this. So we've got the local police force already in position. I could change out some of my garrisons, as long as it's a relatively small number, like, let's say, the armored garrisons here. I did put these together. That's going to take a bunch of cars. If we can do that, though, that'd be worth it. We could, if I feel like I don't have enough armored cars to go around, I could also toss on, let's say, some cavalry here. And it costs me really nothing, but it just kind of dilutes how many armored cars I need. That said, we also lose a lot of our hardness value, which is kind of nice. Tell you what I'm going to do instead is send one of my spies, and we're going to start rooting out resistance in this area preemptively. Because we know these guys are going to get uppity, and they're going to be a problem. Let's go ahead and just start throwing them in jail. Greece has lost all their territory up here, which means now's a great chance to go ahead and push into the soft, vulnerable underbelly of Bulgaria. Let's try not to join up terrain with Romania if I don't absolutely have to, though, because I'd rather not have Romania come sweeping through here if I don't need to. All right, let's see. It's November. You know, we could go ahead and start working a little bit ahead of time on things like construction and also some production efficiency. Those are all things I know I would benefit from. Come on, if we can take a little bit more away from Greece, is that all I'm going to need, or do I need to go do a freaking naval invasion? Y'all know how I feel about those. Which is to say, I actually like doing naval invasions a lot. There we go! The Kingdom of Greece is gone! Hallelujah! Now, I'm going to be keeping this for myself, because it's part of the Mare Nostrum achievement. So, let's go ahead and pass a couple of times, get some score up, because we have a puppet, so technically that's a small issue. Pass. All right, select all. Submit demands. Do I want to take their navy? The answer is yeah. Pass. I am no longer getting anything. Interesting. I'm no longer getting any score. Really? Oh, come on. Oh, that's just dumb. Yep. Passing gets me absolutely nothing now. All right, confirm and exit. We lose the navy. Not a big deal. It's not like the Greeks had any really good ships over there or anything. I'm just peeved. Anyway, here's my chance to go ahead and push directly into Bucharest, which is going to obviously give the Romanians a bit of a heart attack because they're not allowed to cross the river. They're just not allowed to do it. So, easy mode engage. Let's go ahead and finish some of these guys off before they can become a bit of a problem. Shouldn't be hard if they have no supply to work with. Let's have one of you actually go this way and cross over here. And let's go ahead and distract their armies by attacking over in this direction so they don't send a whole load of reinforcements over here now that they realize what's about to happen. Aha, you fool! I shall own the Balkans for the glory of God! And more factories for me. We already know I need more artillery and stuff, so let's go ahead and do some of that. I should be producing enough trains. How are we doing logistically? Surprisingly kind of okay. Not too bad all in all. How is our resistance going to be looking with people like Albania? Yeah, let's go ahead and swap these over to the armored garrisons and just see how this works. So 0.58 is what we need. It says I need 622 cars. That can't be right. If it's less than one division and I only take 360 cars per division and it's half of a division, that should be like 180 cars. So how exactly is this supposed to work? I have no idea. There goes Bulgaria. Do you have a navy? No, you don't have a navy this time. Okay, let's go ahead and pass until I can select all, which I will do, and I'm gonna eat everything. Thank you, Bulgaria. Goodbye. No Greece for you. And from here on out, it should be just a matter of wrapping things up with the Romanians. I could try to micromanage it and be a little bit more efficient. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. It says we have enough cars going around. What is going on? Maybe it just hasn't arrived yet. Well, we're gonna need more of these because I have a lot of occupations on the way, which is gonna cause issues. So let's try boosting that up a little bit. How are you guys doing with the whole, like, rebels thing? Yeah, you could do better. Could definitely do better. All right, yeah, this is gonna become a pain for sure. Anyway, Romania, you haven't got a lot to work on anymore, so get ready to die, bud. We have upgrades to our artillery. That is great. We could go for anti-air, which I have not been producing up to this point, which I kind of regret. Wouldn't mind getting a little bit of extra fuel from my few refineries. We don't have enough of those at the moment. We could build up at least a couple more, and that would help a smidge. Obviously, we should start conquering a whole load of factories out of all of this. Man, this is gonna be great. This really is going to be kind of ridiculous. The Pope, man, the Pope's OP. You still haven't finished off Madrid. What the heck is wrong with you idiots? And there goes Romania. Get all of their equipment, and that's that. Now, with Romania, I actually don't really care about having these guys too much. We don't need them for anything as far as the Holy Roman Empire. The only reason I wanted them was to take that 95 oil. So what I think I'll end up doing with them is puppeting the Kingdom of Romania. Could actually release some folks, but this was technically the war goal to begin with. So we'll start by puppeting you in, I don't really care. How about in this area? Sumontania, we will submit this demand. I will puppet you, and then we gotta feed you all this territory. What is the easiest way to do that? Kingdom of Romania. Yeah, this is what we've already got. So I think this is just gonna, yeah. All right, Yugoslavia, don't do anything stupid, okay? Because I need to demand all of this. So we'll select all, submit those demands, and then I want your oil. So I'm gonna say I insist upon having the resource rights to these. Also, maybe the aluminum for good measure, and you know what, the steel. Whatever, I demand rights to all of your stuff, okay? You could also give me some war reps for fun. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's toss on a little bit over there, maybe. Yeah, question mark? Does this work? I don't think I did both. Yes, I did. Okay. I think that's all I want, though. Let's go ahead and confirm an exit, and that's going to be a new puppet, Italian Romania. You're in good company with Yugoslavia. All right, with that done and out of the way, we got to see what happens with the UK, and I got to find an opportunity to go kill Turkey, who, by the way, currently is not being protected by anybody. That's good. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.